hello and welcome to Round the Clock Cricket. And in a very, very special podcast today, we have with us me, Sagar, who will be moderating this, and we have with us Rajeev, Rahul, and Sudip. Uh, why I call this special is because we always say behind every successful man, there is a successful lady. And it applies everywhere. A lady actually, the woman in the house actually keeps the house safe, order, and everything. But when it comes to sports, we've seen in cricket, in football, hockey, athletics, everywhere, women have been at par, if not in a few sports, better than the men in a lot of countries. So, what's ailing cricket as a whole? Anyways, men's cricket, we are currently playing with around 10 countries. So is the women's cricket. Yes, there are associates countries and everything. But the fact of the matter, it's only 10. And out of those 10, even in the men's cricket, it's only like 5, 6 people who are actually competing. So here we have a podcast, maybe the first time in history in any podcast where we will discuss where are we standing in women's cricket, not just only in India, but also across the world, and maybe delve in some of the very, very important points which may require a bit of attention. So, without further ado, I'll start off with the first question. And the first question is: women's cricket has been actually this is something which I have been thinking about it. So, what is ailing women's cricket? And I think a lot of people think they have currently now, at least the BCCI has equal pay for the men's and the women's team. In for test, it is 15 lakhs. The ODI is 6 lakhs, T20 is 3 lakhs. We have the BBLs, we have the WPLs, we have the best of infrastructure because these days the women are actually playing in the same grounds that the men's cricket has been playing. By the way, while the men's team is touring England and playing the test, the women's team has also already completed their first 5 T20s, playing in the same venues that the men's team were playing, including Lords. So, as per, it's a very pertinent question: where are we stuck with women's cricket? So, Rahul, I would just like to hear from you. Where are we stuck? What will make women's cricket popular enough for us, common crowd, the girls in the big cities, small cities, to take up this game and play this game?
Hi, good evening, all. Thanks, Sagar, for the question. The first thing which you rightly said is the fees which are at parity since 2022, when Jaisha introduced the same parity for both. However, the 10, 15 lakhs, 10 lakhs, and the 15, 6, and 3 lakhs, which are there for test, ODI, and T20, are the fees which are drawn at parity. If we look at the central contracts, because a lot of cricketers will not play for the teams, and they will be part of the 12 or the 14, and will have the central contracts. The central contracts have a very glaring disparity. That is the first point I would like to bring to attention to the forum, which is A plus 7 crores, A is 5 crores, B 3 crores, and C is 1 crore for men's, and whether it is 15 lakhs, 30 lakhs, and 10 lakhs for ABC. Now, when we consider the poster boys and girls, Virat Kohli, and till a few months back, Virat Kohli was in the A plus in spite of not playing T20, it was 7 crores. And we compare it with Smriti Mandhana, who's the poster girl. If I equate, she is getting 50 lakhs. So 7 crores and 50 lakhs. If we look at this disparity, I think women in the contracts, and I was thinking it whole day since I had this question, that as you rightly said, women run the house, and sometimes women run it better than men because they are the successful people who drive the men. If women, and if now the sports, the women's cricket is spread far-flung areas and international venues by BCCI, the money has to be an important factor, because because there will be a lot of cricketers who will not play in the team but will be within the central contract, and because we know one thing, that 11 will only make it into the team, so there will be players who will I mean, you have example. Riddhiman Saha in the last 3 years of his career had central contracts of 3 crores when he was B and 1 crore when he was C. He never played, but he had that cushion. So what I'm trying to tell the forum is, if you don't increase that net of that money, and if that cushion of money is not there, people will feel uncertain because women will have more uncertainty issues than men. So 7 crore and 50 lakh, that is a huge glaring issue. I think IBCCI is working on it. That is one of the biggest problems in women cricket because the fees are same, the contracts are not, and the contracts are really horrible, really horrible. Having said that, we have the highest paid contracts. Australia and England follows, but the 7 crore and 50 lakh is an issue. It's a big issue. That's one.
But
Two.
Rahul, to take it forward, while we understand that there is a problem over here, where, I mean, okay, one part is the money part of it, but leaving money part aside, I understand this will be taken care of in due course once, because it is actually taking up a lot of space, mental space, as well as TV space also. So my question, just add on question to it. This is a problem, we know. Yes, we have corrected a part of it, but what else do we need to know other than money? That's where I think.
Yeah, the other part, that is what I'm coming. The point number two is the misogynistic approach of the corporate houses, if I use that word, because the corporate houses, look at Virat Kohli. I was looking at Virat Kohli's net worth and Smriti Mandhana, and again comparing because these are the two poster boys and girls. Smriti Mandhana, as of today, is standing at 34 crores. Maybe 5 years of career. Virat Kohli, with a 13-year career, is standing at 680 crores.
Right.
So again, that's the same thing. And we all are from corporate backgrounds, so we know what is the CSR level of a corporate when it comes to men and when it comes to women. So I had the pleasure of meeting Manu Bhakar in Calcutta 5 months back, and I was speaking to her, and we had an open forum in which I was speaking to her, and she was very wax eloquent about the fact that had she been a male shooter, she would have had 5 times more sponsors. We speak in public forums. We are gung-ho about women doing a lot, women winning everything. But Mirabai Chanu, Nikhat Zarin, we only think about them once in 4 years. We don't think about them post their glory. And if you compare cricket with Olympics being a multi 200 country sport, the glory of a bronze medalist, I'm not comparing, stands a little better than maybe winning a series in England or Australia for a sport that is played by 10 countries. So the approach of the corporates to women, and this is a big issue because it is a feminism issue, it is a misogynistic issue. We say that we will support them, but the support has not come. Of course, that it is bridging up. But the fact that 650 crore of Virat Kohli and 33 crore of Smriti Mandhana, and in the same product, if I go deep also, if you look at Nike, Nike is giving 350 crores for 5 years truncated to Virat Kohli. Is giving 12 crores to Smriti Mandhana. Same product, 12 crores and 350 crores. So I think that's another problem. Because, see, for a middle class woman, and if you don't come from a rich background, money is going to be a factor. Then, of course, someone like Deepika Sharma, someone like Richa Ghosh from Siliguri, there will be exceptions. There will be like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, small town girls. But end of the day, they know after 29, and in women's cricket, it is more than men's cricket, they will tend to fade out by 30. Jhulan Goswami, huge difference. Mitali Raj, huge exception. These two living, the cricket career is 7 to 9 to 10 years, mostly 9 years. And after that, they will either get married or they'll become coaching, which again, if they become a coach, Gautam Gambhir's salary is 12 crores. I'm just giving you point by point. And Diana Adulji, who was coach, was 57 lakhs. 12 crores and 57 lakhs. So you can understand, everywhere there's so much of disparity that if I had a daughter, but I will think twice that I'll ask her to go and play the game.
True, but Rahul, over here also, let's also understand something. I mean, you go back 10 years. India started first playing. Indian women started playing in 1978. That was the first time India represented as a cricket team anywhere in the world. So that was it. So which is, again, you think of it, 1932, 1978. So, I mean, there is also a lot of time difference and gap also over there. But I take your point. Yes, money, the social acceptance needs to be higher. That's also one great point over here, which I think we need to also, and the right people needs to understand that there needs to be a social acceptance. Money will come later. The acceptance of my daughter going out and playing cricket, getting hit by a very hard ball, that's where I think, I mean, same happens with hockey also, women's hockey. Same happens with women's hockey. And again, India is, I mean, we can only look because things are looking north, things are looking in a better direction. And taking that cue over here, my second question to Rajiv would be, Rajiv, I mean, also, if you look at the women's structure now, the international structure, it is all about Australia, England, New Zealand, and India has come into the mix in the recent past. So these are the teams which are actually competing, with one or two exceptions. Like West Indies had a very good team, because again it was a 5 6 countries, Guyana, Grenada, and all those. So they had a good team in the T20s. And but again, in the long run, they are fading away again. And West Indies cricket, let's not get into it. That's for a complete separate podcast where we are heading with West Indies cricket. But my question is, there are only these 4 countries which are actually you are creating interest of the game. Otherwise, what is happening is one team is scoring 300, other team is scoring 120, and they are not even going for that 300. They are actually ensuring or trying to ensure that they don't get bowled out. So again, taking from Rahul the cue, the money, चलिए वो तो अगर हो भी गया, चलिए पैसा आ भी गया अभी आज का डेट में एक लड़की एक औरत को अगर आई मीन आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट 3 करोड़ रुपया अगर मिल गया तो 15 lakhs for a test and 3 lakhs for a T20, and you play 23 20, so which is quite a lot of money. I mean, that let's make no thing about it. What do you think, what do ICC needs to do to ensure that there is a fifth team, there is a sixth team, and there is a seventh team who will compete and make it interesting? Because if you don't have that viewership, this game will not pick up. Over to you, Rajiv.
Great. So thanks, and thanks for those lines in Hindi, which mean that I take a permission from you
Please,
to
please.
be in English, right? I mean, that's
Yes,
the
yes.
most
Please
common
do.
emotion I can say. So first of all, it's a great topic, and I think it's wonderful that we are discussing women cricket. And there are 2 points which I would take a cue and speak. One is obviously you told that does our children, our daughters, are they participating in women's cricket? Is the family allowing? So that's the first step, right? So is that happening? The answer is probably in the middle. Because 5 years before, I did not even have one friend whose daughter was playing cricket. Today, I know 3 friends whose daughter play cricket. So for me, it's come at some level. So that's one point. But I'm not giving anecdotal information and saying कि यार मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वही correct है करके. I'm just saying this is an overall view. Then Rahul spoke a very good point on the pay parity. It will come in a competitive environment. Pay parity is something which gets spoken about, and I think that's where BCCI took a very good decision in ensuring that the pay parity in terms of payment of matches, right, that was correct, right? So that is one. I want all of you to look at one part. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen this interview of Amir Khan, which by the way comes in Instagram Reels. Amir Khan, Rani Mukherjee, and Kareena Kapoor, in which they spoke about how Rani and Kareena probably are paid lesser than Amir Khan. And then the way Amir spoke was very good. He said that the law of economics work. So the people who fill in those theaters, right, they get more money. So sometimes you're woman oriented. I mean, a Kahani was shot with Vidya Balan as the lead, right?
Yeah.
Vidya would have got paid highest, right? That's how it goes, right? It is all about economics. So today, men's cricket is getting that money. End of the day, broadcaster decides everything, and broadcaster plays a bigger role in IPL, right? And that's how they decide more and more for it. So that's why women cricket to get there is going to take some time. Having said that, you made one more point. You said that the money which was offered 5 years back to what it is today, it's far higher. I think that maturity would be there in our girls and also in the system also, that they are getting paid far better than what they were paying, and they should make it more and more competitive to get there. Now let us look at few things which BCCI and ICC are doing currently for women's cricket to do well. One is one of the biggest one which is working very well is WPL. I don't know how many of you watch
Yes, very
Women's
true, very
Premier
true.
League. It is extremely competitive.
Yeah.
It is extremely competitive. And to your point, I agree that it is represented by players from within India, Australia. They are the ones who are Australian girls are the one who do very well. Then
Yeah.
you have English players, and then you have New Zealand players also. But then you have a few players from West Indies and South Africa also who are doing very well here. My thought is I think BCCI is doing the right thing the way they have ensured men's cricket keep going up and up. They are doing the same for women's cricket also. They're getting a lot of sponsors, and the stadium is full. RCB match which happened final when RCB won the final last year. This time it was
Yes,
Mumbai
yes.
Indians. It was a sold out match, and you can call it coincidental. I was in Bangalore at that point of time, and the
Hmm.
craze was immense, and that's how they kept on saying if the girls can do it, then the boys can do it. So let's go for it. And 2025 RCB won. So I think BCCI has done very well. It is on the right path to get a lot of traction for our girls, and they are doing it more and more. It is happening. But for ICC, they have to take the tournament to those countries. It has, see, the tournaments happen again in England, Australia, and India only most of the times, or
True.
sometimes in this thing in New Zealand. South Africa, West Indies are not perform. They are not getting those matches. Now, how about having these series in Middle East, let's say Dubai or where men's cricket happens, right? So it has to go to other places also. For that, I'm sure BCCI, which is funding most of the men's cricket for ICC, can fund women's cricket also. But then you need to provide a structure for BCCI to go ahead and do it. Not every time BCCI will come ahead and help you out also.
Yeah.
ICC has to come up with those plans that they how they want to induct other teams into this one, because uh, let's understand this. T20 cricket is fast moving cricket. I'm sure the girls can pick it up and they can play very well, right? So they have to one identify spaces where more and more it goes to other corners of the world. Second, it also needs to have these, men's cricket became successful because you had this three nation tournaments, four nation tournaments and all. So they have to organize those tournaments, have one major team, like let's say India, England, Australia, and then you have two associate nations. In fact, India can do that. Indian cricket would still be watched even if a Zimbabwe play, or even if a country which is, let us say, Afghanistan girls play. They don't play, but I'm just giving as an example. If they play also, Indian girls would be seen. Some Indian would definitely see, right? So, but they need to come up with a plan. That's my whole point.
As in a
The other
plan, I
thing,
will tell you, Rajiv, one thing which is, and I'm sorry I just cut you across over here, but something which actually I thought which was a very good idea, bringing women T20s as a Commonwealth game.
yeah,
Because what
yeah,
happens is
yeah,
there, I'm
yeah,
sure
of
you
course,
remember that India lost in the final,
yeah,
but again,
yeah, yeah,
it generated a lot of interest. Where was that being played? It was played in Birmingham, but still it
correct,
created a lot of interest. There was a country nobody knew about, Hong Kong, playing the semifinals. It was
yeah, yeah,
amazing. So, I mean, I think I see, and the next big thing, I mean, if you ask me, and I'll just give you a hint on this, and you may dwell on that, is the next big thing is Olympics. The
correct. Los
women's
Angeles.
T20 going to Los Angeles, I think that is where a lot of things can change. It can flip overnight. I'll tell you why. Because I don't know how many of us are watching the MLCs because of the odd hours.
I
I
watch.
did watch a few in the morning, and the matches, I mean, it's just completed. Trust me, say that was an amazing tournament, and the crowd. And by the way, मैं जब वो देख रहा था टीवी में सुबह को 6 बजे उठ के, I saw there were those Goras also watching this match. So they were actually, see, ideally, it is not very far away from baseball. America is a baseball country. So the whole structure of it, throwing the ball, okay, there is a rule to it. But again, I think for me, and if you can expand on it, is LA Olympics. I think Asian Games, it has also started. I
Oh,
think
yeah, Asian Games already happened. Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it is going in the right direction, and I think the intercontinental, something like a Champions Trophy of sorts, can bring in more interest. And I think the women's cricket needs to grow from T20s. It can't grow from Test. It has to grow from T20s.
Yeah. I'll just put in a last line, and
Yeah.
I think then the next question is for Sudip, and he
Hmm.
would be obviously going to take it very. He's going to give a good answer to that. is that that one elusive trophy for India is in an ICC tournament
Yeah, yeah,
is pending. I think once it is done, India becomes bigger, and India has to be the umbrella which
true.
takes all the teams, whether men cricket or women cricket. So I think that would help, and I think the next question is pointing there. So yeah, like Sudeep to talk,
It's
but it
true.
was
And
good, good.
I'll take that cue from you only. So,
Yeah, yeah,
Sudeep, this is for you, and this is, I think, something which is it's a debate. It's a debate, and there's no right or nothing wrong about this question or the answer. Amol Mazumdar, probably the greatest Indian batsman who have not represented an Indian team. I mean, unfortunate. Let's not get into that. That's again another Pandora's box which can open up. But again, one of the greatest players not to play. He has coached the under 19s, India under 19s, under 23s, Netherlands batting consultant. He was Mumbai's Ranji Trophy coach and interim batting coach for the touring South African men's side when they last toured India. So this is his, in a very small nutshell, is his thing. Before him, there was Ramesh Pawar. There was a bit of a controversy around that in the second stint of his. And there was Rishikesh Kanitkar. And again, there was obviously Anjum Chopra before them. So, my question to you, Sudeep, is do you think, with all the wealth of batting knowledge and also pretty decent, I would say, better than at least Rishikesh Kanitkar and Ramesh Pawar, the pretty decent experience, that coaching experience that Amal Mazumdar has, is he the best choice, or can we look at someone from an Australia or an England who where the game is already big? There is already a lot of things happening over there, and there are the superstars, and we'll get into the superstars of the games also after this. Sudeep, over to you. What do you think
Yeah,
about?
thank you, Sagar. You have a very pertinent question, and as you correctly pointed out, he's one of the most proficient batsmen of his time, Amol Mujumdar, who just could not make it because maybe due to some selection issues or there were some other superstars
If
playing
you ask me,
during
he
the
was
same
playing.
time.
He
Yeah,
was unlucky to be born in a generation where there were
yeah,
six
where
players.
Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, and Saurabh Ganguly were playing. So just but having said that, Mr. I think Amol Majumdar took over sometime in October 2023,
Right.
and
True.
it's
True.
it's 1.5 years since he has been the coach. And as you will find out, although we have lost a few tournaments, but overall the performance has been decent in the last 1.5 years. It's not too bad. It's not extraordinary, but it's not too bad either. I think it's time, we try to bring some stability in this Indian team. That is very important because unless and until if we go this chopping policy, this will not bring about stability, and we cannot compete with the Australia, which is the number one ranked team at the
True.
moment, followed by England, and third is in India. So, so I personally feel that we should give another 2 years Amol Majumdar because he also serves as the batting coach of this
Yes.
team, as a
Yes.
batting coach. So I think in order to, improve our performance and other things, I think we should give him a slightly longer tenure, at least 2 years from now, so that he can build up the team in the way he likes. So that and regarding the bowling, there's a bowling coach also factor. I think we need to strengthen this bowling coach department because I don't think slightly weak. Avishkar Salvi at present, I think he serves as the
Avishkar
bowling
Salvi is
coach.
our bowling
Avishkar Salvi.
consultant. Yes.
I think we need to strengthen the bowling side a bit. So I think maybe the selectors can consider having some other coach as the bowling coach. But as far as the coach is concerned, I think we should stick with the Amol Majumdar for the next 2 years,
And I think,
and how he
just to
performs.
give you a small
And
cue over here, Amol Mazumdar, the biggest change, I mean, I'm not only giving it to Amol Mazumdar, there can be many reasons. The biggest change in the five T20s,
uh,
India practically outfielded the English team. In
yeah,
the third
yeah, yeah,
ODIs,
uh,
the way this girl from the boundary is Harleen
yeah, yeah,
Deol,
yeah,
she effected a straight direct hit from the thing, and I mean this, the girls were just throwing themselves around. That
yeah.
was amazing, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happened
No, no.
while
He has
the
he
losses
has
were
he has
happening.
brought a positive attitude in the team. So let's give him a chance for 2 years. I don't think this is the right time to bring about any change in the coach.
So
If
we
at
can
all, we can think
So
of a
we
foreign
can
coach
leave
2 years.
the South Africans and the Australians and the English out for some time. We can believe in ourselves over here.
Yeah,
That's
let's believe in ourselves, and I think let's give him a chance. This is what I can say. And maybe 2 years down the line, how we perform, then based on that, we can take a call whether we need a
true.
foreign coach or not. Foreign coach, of course, we need somebody, somebody like Tom Moody would be very good for the.
I'll tell you something over here while we are also harping on the foreign bit of it. You know what happens with, again, you're not a girl like Pooja Vastrakar. She
Mhm.
comes from a very, very small town. She's a very small town girl. Girl like Tita Sadhu comes from a very obscure small town in West Bengal. So it may not be a very, very prudent idea immediately to bring in a foreign coach because
Yeah, yeah,
it'll not
absolutely,
be a very,
absolutely.
very comfortable place to be in the place to be there,
Because they
actually.
will, most of them come from a very modest background, and they
Mhm,
will be more comfortable in the Indian environment. So we have to
mhm.
make them a bit
Sudip,
com-
Kunal is unable to join.
the same problem,
No
persisting.
problem. We'll look into that. Kunal, somebody can just text Kunal in that respect. But to take the discussions ahead, and this is something. I mean, while I will take the question as well as answer it also a bit of it because this is something which is extremely close to me. Is let's think about this team. I mean, I'm just throwing, and Rajiv. I'll come to you with the when I ask you this question and you can answer. So Beth Mooney, Alyssa Healy, Ash Gardner, Phoebe Litchfield, Talia McGrath, Elise Perry, Megan Shute, Kim Garth. These girls are currently playing the Australian team, ODI team. Do you think there is any? This is probably the best international squad ever to play cricket. And when I say that, I'm talking about the invincibles of the West Indian team, the invincible Steve Waugh team, and I'm talking about Imran Khan's team. I'm talking about Virat Kohli's team when they were performing magnificently in the later half of the 2010s, taking all these teams and all the teams together. This team, these people, these girls are amazing. I mean, I mean, they can walk into maybe a men's team also. A person like Beth Mooney can walk into a men's team. My only question, and I will start off answering this, and maybe I'll then open up the forum, is in the 2026 World Cup, which is supposed to be happen, which is scheduled to be happen in India. Do you think there is one team who can actually give a run for the money for these players of the Australian team? An Australian team who has all the names which I had said: Beth Mooney, Alyssa Healy, Ash Gardner, Phoebe Litchfield, and by the way, I have not even mentioned Sophie Molyneux. So that's an amazing team. So my question is, when India plays and the World Cup happens in India, which are the teams who can, again, it's the old suspect. It has to be England, it has to be India, it has to be New Zealand, and there is a dark horse, I would say, in West Indies. I'll tell you why. My analysis to the whole thing is, I think India will run this team hard because the pitches, I'm sure, will not be to the liking of the Australians. Yes, they are a great batting team. They played a few. I saw three T20s which were happening in the Navi Mumbai team, Navi Mumbai ground. I think, a year or so back, and they were scoring big. And Smriti Mandana was also doing it. The Jemima Rodrigues were doing it. So things were happening over there. If the World Cup pitches are a bit on the slower side, I personally feel India can actually beat this team. India is the only team who can beat Australia currently because England is not English girls, I would say, even with all Haley and everybody around, Nat Skiver and everybody around. But still, I don't think they have the firepower, or the South Africans have the firepower of a slow Indian turning pitch to counter the Australians. So, yes, may not be a direct, if I can answer you, on a very sporting pitch, may not, Australia will run through again every team, but if it's a bit slow, if it turns, then I think that's where India can actually hit the door open. And any other comments from you, Rajiv, to start off with, and then maybe Rahul after that?
Yeah, so I put my hand for
Yeah.
specifically for the comment on Harleen Deol. So there's one Instagram reel also which is very popular of Harleen Deol who just goes high and then takes a catch
Catch
other
he
row.
took 2 years
Yeah,
back.
yeah. So I think that is a very good point brought on fielding that in cricket in women's cricket it has to be step by step, right? So if the fielding is sorted in a way, then you obviously then take it up one level at the other one. I think the point which you brought in about the World Cup, how India can perform. See, first of all, they need to be told that the men's cricket has now won the ICC trophy, for which you were also alluding. So why don't you take some motivation from there? The T20 and the Champions Trophy was done, so you can also win, right? Second, the other thing is in 1983 we all know how a giant
Yeah,
like
how it
West
changed
Indies
the whole
was.
structure.
Yeah, so it's always possible to, upset a big team also. Third, I think these slow wickets, right? It helps us. I mean, we have the bowlers now, and then definitely the batters who can do far better in these conditions. So I think the preparation from here to the next year when the World Cup happens, right? That is going to be determine how well we can do there. And roles have to be defined. Many times we choke. We have even choked against a team like South Africa in a World Cup. These things, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that mental makeup, if we can help on that, then I think we can go the distance and also uh, go ahead with it. So I think I'm gung-ho that India can do well there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And we have our celebrity first class player. Welcome.
I'm very happy to be normal.
नमस्कार.
I am not Rahul celebrities list, so I am very happy to be normal.
नहीं कोई नहीं दादा एक well you came in a bit late but we need one comment and we are almost on the last question of the
Okay.
we were talking about women's cricket and
Mhm.
when I'm talking about when we were talking we had talked about a lot of how women's cricket can grow women's cricket who are the players we are to look out for we are now in a stage where we have asked the 2026 World Cup T20 World Cup which is supposed to happen in India.
Mhm.
Australia has the best team around. I mean, hands down. And 8 of them can walk into maybe a men's team also, for that matter. Beth Mooney,
Yes.
Alyssa Healy. But who is that team who can actually challenge this women's Australian women team? I thought it was India because
Mhm.
being played in India, maybe the pitches will suit us a bit more, slow, turning a bit. Uh, Maybe South Africa to an extent. England is obviously a challenger, but again, the pitches might not be the best. But in your idea, what and who can be that team which can take
Yeah.
it up to that level?
Definitely, Australians' record in women's cricket is phenomenal. They are the world beaters in many occasions. If you've seen the latest trend of Indian women teams' performance in abroad and domestic, it's very, very, very promising. Why I
True.
say promising? Because this team has got such a player which suits these conditions pretty well, like
Yes.
Dipti Sharma. There are other players, Jemima Rodriguez, who bats very well in these conditions. So this they will be keep. And India don't have an express pressure like Julian Goswami. The pressure
Yes.
of Radha and all these are very medium pace and they swing the ball. And this for these pitches playing a shot on the rise of big challenge in India. It won't be easy, especially the cricket they play, kind of brand of cricket they
Especially
play.
this young girl, Tita Sadhu.
Yeah, Titas is a very good swing bowler, hails from our state only.
Yep, yep.
India has got a very good wicketkeeper batter in form of Richa Ghosh, very
Richa.
attacking player. I feel India has got an outside chance since the home conditions are there. Of course, the New Zealand is another team which
Yes,
coming up
yes,
very strongly.
yes.
England has been a consistent performer in the women's cricket. Of course, yes, they have started, very early than Indian team and facility wise, infra wise there. So my bet is on India, of course, yes. New Zealand is another team that definitely you should look out for
Look out
in
for to
2026.
set the apple capped for the
Yeah, India would need a good backup of Harmanpreet Kaur because lots depend on him.
Mhm.
Post Smriti Mandhana and Harmanpreet Kaur, there is no attacking batters in that per se.
I'll come to you, Rahul, on this. Sorry, Kunal, I'll come to you on this. Who's the future for India? But
Mhm.
on the same question, Rahul. Your one statement, one line, and Sudip, maybe one line from you.
Uh, I think Rajiv had a good point. The World Cup, which is coming next year, and Kunal also touched briefly, the pitches, we need to see the grounds where we play because we have seen that even for men's and women's cricket in the same ground, it happened in Ranchi also, the pitches were different. The test match for India, England in 2017, and the pitches for the India England matches. So in the same ground, there can be two pitches, which I've seen in men's cricket. That's one. I follow, apart from Indian cricket, a little bit of English cricket also, and I think we touched upon it. Sophie Eccleston and Hannah Baker, two very good spinners England has, and also, of course, we have Lauren Filler in the middle order, and Nat Skyber as you said, she's the Don Bradman of women's cricket, along with Elisa Perry. The spinning team, the spinning options of England looks good. New Zealand is a dark horse, as Kunal rightly said, but I think India needs a very good express bowler, which, of course, Kunal said. Express bowler, which we need at around 130, 135, and a backup to Harmanpreet. If we do not have that and we have time, and which Kunal was not there when Sudip was talking about Amal Mazumdar, I think we need to unearth one or two talent. I mean, it can come up. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, we didn't know his name 3 months back, so it can come up. As of now, I feel Australia is a favorite, but India and England will make it to the playoffs. The fourth team, I'm not. England, I follow very closely England cricket, both men's and women's, and England's spinning tracks are pretty good. So it's England's spin options are much better than Rehan and than Bashir. So I think England one way, yes. I think could be the dark horse. Yeah. Over to you, Sagar.
And Sudip, your point in your final parting point on this. Sudip, you're on mute. If you can unmute yourself, Sudip.
I think I agree with Rahul, when he says that, the Australia is one of the favorites, at the moment, but India has the potential, to spring some surprises. So let's hope that for the best.
All right. So, Kunal, while you were touching up on this point, so my question to you: Diana Edulji, Mithali Raj, Anjum Chopra, Jhulan Goswami, Harmanpreet Kaur, Smriti Mandana were and are the poster girls or the inspiration for Indian women's cricket. Who do you think will take up this baton post Harmanpreet and Smriti?
We forgot one name and a dynamic opener, Shefali Verma. Shefali.
Currently, Shefali
Yeah.
unfortunately had a lost dip in form, was not in the team, but he's come back
Yeah.
very well in the UK
Yeah.
tour this time.
So, see, the thing is, the kind of player Shefali is, like when we remember, remind us of Virendra Sehwag.
Yes, true.
Fine. And he has played some of the wonderful knock, maybe 15 ball 30, 15 ball 29, 18
Yeah.
ball 40, which we have not remembered well because we only remember half centuries and centuries.
True.
Sometimes we forgot these contributions, very, very important. In a 6 overs, India's off to a flyer, 6 overs, 50 for 1. So you set a tone. Shefali Verma is one. Another girl I really impressed to see his batting process, which is Jemami Rodriguez. She's a wonderful stroke player.
Yeah.
Comes from a red soil wicket, so very accustomed to the hook, all sort of side shots. He can play horizontal bat shots, so that's a wonderful to see her batting. My bet on beyond these two duo, Sefali and Jemima, post Harmanpreet Kaur.
Yes, they are the batting side of it. Anybody from the bowling side of it, which you look out for?
Bowling, as of now, I could see there are a lot of changes happening in the bowling side. No one is playing for a very long term. So that's very difficult to pick. If you play for 5 years, 6 years and long, then you can say this.
I think
See, there are
Renuka is
Dipti Sharma was one left-arm
Yeah.
spinner. She played for quite a long. Dipti lost. There was a dip on her form, in her form. Fortunately, I know the guy who worked with her
okay.
and brought her back in the glory.
Yeah.
So definitely for women's cricket, that Dipti Sharma is kind of a bowler that he won't be a poster boy. He kind of a silent, there are some warriors who fight from the back,
Yeah,
Dipti
yeah.
Sharma is one of them. She will not come in front, but she will be a very formidable force for this team. Now Rajiv has to say something.
Before Rajiv says, I personally feel one person. I have this feeling because I have always seen this girl bowl, and I somehow feel she has the Bhuvaneshwar Kumar of the women's cricket, Renuka Singh.
Yeah,
She
good.
bowls. She has an amazing record of taking the highest number of wickets in her first over. I mean,
Oh,
she's amazing, very, and she, by the way, swings it even in India also. It's not
that's
that
wonderful.
I was saying. I was seeing one of the matches in the Navi Mumbai Stadium against
Mhm.
Australia, and she was actually hooping the ball left and right in swinging, out swinger. I mean, she's one girl from the pulling side of it. Is someone I feel is a big prospect. Other than that, I am not just because of the Bengali sentiment, but otherwise, Tita Sadhu seems to be a good head on her shoulders. In the fielding side of it, Harleen Deol, she is massive. And then another girl recently, and especially in the UK series, I'm seeing Amanjot Kaur, hard hitting batsman coming in, doing a lot of damage. Yes, Rajiv, that was my take on the future. Rajiv, you,
I think we
Snare
need to
Rana,
move to
Snare Rana.
Lords now.
Seherana. Yes, yes,
Snare Rana.
yes.
Snare Rana is a very, very good bowler. She always picks up wickets, a wicket taking this thing. And I agree, Hurley. So Kunal had a point. He said that some of the people they work from the background and they do their job. Hurleen Deol is a person who becomes like that poster girl of cricket. You
Mhm.
need stars, right? And then
Yeah,
those magnificent fielding efforts, right? They bring in those kind of energy onto the field. And
so
that's why I think Hurleen Deol is somebody who will go on to do something. But yeah, obviously you need to bat and do something. Your records has to speak for you for themselves. But yeah, these are couple of names. In fact, I just saw that Shri Charani is the man of the player of the series for the T20 which went by
Oh, yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
England.
yeah, yeah,
We don't know her, but then she's the player of the series,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So some players are coming up. I'm sure we get. But Sneh Rana is somebody I really like. I mean, a good bowler.
Rahul, anybody from other than who we have spoken, anybody you have in your mind who to look out for the world?
No, I don't have. I think we have covered mostly.
We've covered.
Mostly.
And Sudip, from your side, anybody you have in mind who can be the one to look out for? Sudip, you're on mute again, please.
I think most of the players have been covered, so I don't think anything else to be added to this team. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we've had a lovely discussion, and when I started off the discussion, and again I'll repeat, behind every successful man, we say that there is a successful woman. But I think the time has come where the world needs to stand up, the cricketing world at least, needs to stand up and stand up for the women. And I think here we should have that statement or the bottom line which says behind every successful woman, there should be a successful man behind it. And here, I think for the Indian cricket team, I think for the first time, we are going in the right direction in terms of the money, while it's not at parity at a lot of levels, but we are somewhere close to it. We are not somewhere, we are very close to it. I think Amol Mazumdar is the man who can take India forward, and with a bit of maybe strength conditioning person, somebody from the psychological side of it. So the team is growing. The Indian, like the men's Indian team, travel at 42 people travel for a tour. The women's team currently never were only those 15, 16 people with one coach. Currently, they are traveling in the UK with around 22, 23 people. There are like 5, 6 people. So some throwdown specialists, some mental psychologist. So I think it's going in the right direction. Women's cricket is going in the right direction. It is now up to us, the people who actually love watching it, following it, and also the crowd. I mean, if there's no crowd, there's no point in having a tournament, right? So it is on us to take the ownership. If we want to go and see uh, Shubman Gill bat, or maybe for that matter, Bumrah bowl, why not take time out and take 3 hours out and watch a Poonam Yadav bowling, or for that matter, a Radha Yadav as a bowler, or a Shefali. hitting the ball outside the ground. I think that's what it's needed. I hope everybody takes note of it. It was lovely having you all in this discussion. I think the first where a women's cricket was discussed, and hope we take it forward. And I'm sure this will not be the last of it. Thank you, everyone, and see you again with the next podcast. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.